Hey guys, so second part of my prediction video, we're focusing on the whole competition at Wembley, the Giants Live Wembley. First time having a huge contest at Wembley Arena. It's going to be fantastic. Really good lineup, as I said in the previous video. Just very quickly, the guy, this isn't definitive by the way, it's just, I know there's a lot of guys that pulled out, there's a lot of new guys doing it, but some of the big names that are coming, you've got Lissis is going to be competing, Kiliaskowski, Rauner Heinler, Jerry Pritchett, Luke and Tom Stoltman, Mark Felix, Bishop, Peter Bremner, I'm not sure if he's just doing the deadlift or the whole strongman contest, Rob Kearney's coming over, I am Bibby, so really strong lineup, some fantastic names. You know, and it's even with some of the guys that pulled out, it's still a huge competition. Official Strongman are streaming it, so the link is down below to click on that and sign up to Official Strongman, and make sure you watch if you can't get to the show live. So we went through the deadlift in the last video. Now I want to focus on the whole competition. So the events after the deadlift, I'm not sure on the order, but we have the safe lift, which is a little bit like a yoke that has to be pressed from the ground to overhead. And unfortunately for some of the taller guys, it's not adjustable, so it's quite hard to sort of get under it and then press it overhead. The best way to press it is from the floor. So you go from the floor and drive straight up to, to a lockout position. It's a bit harder if you sort of clean it and hold it in that rack position and then press it. It tends to wobble quite a bit more. So depending on people's technique, it's not always the strongest guy that's the best at it. I'm actually very good at the safe lift. I tied with Graham Hicks last time that I did it, and Graham's a much stronger presser than me, but technically it's an event I'm pretty good at. So it's one that maybe guys like Bish will be better than he normally is. Like Bish isn't so good on the log, but he's technically quite smart and he's effective. So I think he'll be good at it. And someone like Lissis as well. Lissis he's very strong and technically, you know, extremely superb. So Lissis will be performing well on that. Kiliaskowski just a monster presser. As long as he doesn't go crazy, I think he'll be very good on that. Obviously, I am Bibby. Shoulders like him, he's just brutally strong. He's like a bit like Eddie Hall, just so much strength in the shoulders that it doesn't matter what the overhead is, he's going to be good. Luke Stoltman as well. Luke's pressing power has just come on phenomenally, and Tom's got a lot better. I'm just hoping his height isn't a disadvantage, because really it should be adjustable. If one person can sort of get under it and the other person can't, it's a little bit unfair. But that's the event, and you know, I saw him practicing it on the weekend. I think he'll be a lot better than he was a few years ago. He's just so much better all round anyway. But I just hope that event doesn't kind of hold him back. Trying to think who else is a good presser. Jerry Pritchett's a decent presser, Hindler's a decent presser, but I think we're probably going to be looking at Kiliaskowski and I am Bibby fighting it out on that. Maybe with Lissis, if he's really efficient with every lift, he may be just technically a little bit better, save a bit more energy, and sneak in an extra rep or two than the brutally strong guys. Sometimes it's not always about being just the strongest, it's about being effective in every single area. The next event is going to be the Hercules Hold, which Mark Felix is just the king of. These are really good events for Mark, actually. You know, the deadlift is a great event for Mark. Farmer's Walk is coming up after, which is a fantastic event, and the Hercules Hold. Mark could really throw a spanner in the works and surprise a hell of a lot of people with these events. I'm excited to see how he does. But I can't see anyone beating him on the Hercules Hold. We did it at Europe's. I have a very strong grip. I went up first, did a decent time. Mark went after me and put 30 seconds onto my time, which is like lifting 100 kilos more than someone else in a competition. It's just crazy how good his grip is. I think he was over 30 seconds faster, held it for over 30 seconds longer than anyone else in the contest. It really is just crazy how strong his grip is, and how big his hands are. I mean, I've got big, kind of thick, solid hands. His hands just dwarf mine. Just kind of like fold up like a little boy in his hands. It's a weird experience, but I can't see anyone touching Mark on the grip event. After Mark, you know, Bibby's proved he's got a good grip. I've seen some of his training videos doing double overhand deadlifts. It's going to be good to see how he does in the grip events. Lissis and Kiliaskowski are both decent at grip. It's going to be an interesting one. Hindler's going to struggle. Rauner Hindler's a great deadlifter. I think the Hercules Hold and the Farmers could cost him. I know his grip isn't as solid as he'd want it to be, and he'd admit that himself. But with an event like that, you can't look past Mark Felix. I think no one's going to touch him. Everyone else is fighting for second place. Moving on to the Farmers Walk. You know, Farmers is an event obviously I like. Looking at this lineup, Bish is very good with Farmers. Iron Bibby can move quickly. If Iron Bibby's coming in fit and in shape, he's very quick with moving events. But again, I'd have to say Kiliaskowski. That guy is rapid at moving events, yokes and Farmers and those type of events. He's just absolutely rapid. His grip is solid. Maybe not to Mark Felix's level, but he's got a good solid grip, and he just moves just so naturally and so explosively and fast. I can't see anyone touching him on a moving event right now. But definitely look out for Bish, look out for Iron Bibby. Lissis is quick as well. This is just that consistency. He doesn't have a weak event. Every event he's going to be there or thereabouts on. It's why he's performing so well right now. Tom and Luke, their grip and the Farmers Walk are probably two of their weaker events. I know they're working at them. You know, Tom's going to have great events. Well, his stones are unbelievable. You know, Tom could win the stones without a question. Luke's pressing is unbelievable. I just feel those two events. Looking at this year at the British, Europes, and other events, those are the type of events that they don't like, and you know they need to work on a little bit. Because with other events, they're just unbelievable. And I apologise if I upset them by saying this, but I don't think I will. They both know grips probably let them down this year. I actually think if it wasn't for Tom's framework at Britain's, he could have won that show. You know, he was so good on everything else. And then, yeah, no one's going to touch those guys on like Kiliaskowski, Iron Bibby. Felix on Farmers is extremely good. Depends how battered he is again from competition after competition. Like I said, he's been a busy boy. And finally we move on to the Atlas Stones. So it's only 5 events: deadlift, Hercules hold, safe lift, Farmers Walk, and then the Atlas Stones. And like I just mentioned, Tom Stoltman on the stones is unbelievable. Lissis is unbelievable at stones. Kiliaskowski is unbelievable at stones. You know, a few years ago I'd be saying guys like Mark Felix are unbelievable at stones, but these younger guys have just taken it up to another level. Luke is fantastic at stones, but they all are. You know, Atlas Stones are just one of those events. It comes down to who's in a strong position going into the Atlas Stones, and that's often when you see guys do well. So I know from my own performances, when I'm battling for a podium position, my stones are usually a lot better than if I'm sort of down the table not doing so well. Some of the guys that have drifted away from the competition, just you end up not trying as hard, and the guys that are still battling for those podium positions will end up performing that little bit better. So it normally comes down to what the positions are overall going into that event. But I probably think Lissis and Kiliaskowski could be battling for that first place. I think, you know, Kiliaskowski could do badly on the deadlift, but I think he's going to come back hard with the next 4 events and try and challenge Lissis, who's going to be consistently performing well on every event. Kiliaskowski's going to have to come back and win every event, I think, if he really wants to win. Otherwise, I think it will be Lissis that takes it, and then I think it's going to be a great battle for 3rd place between so many guys. Just the field is stacked. Bish has got a great chance. Tom's got a great chance. Pritchett, if he stays injury free. Iron Bibby. Rob Kearney could be very consistent in a lot of these events. They're not his best events, if I'm honest. I think Rob would, you know, probably prefer like see a yoke in there or the car walk and a log. Those type of events he's just going to excel at. But that strongman in every contest is different. But picking that 3rd place for me is that I'm going to go Lissis first, Kiliaskowski second, and I don't know. Do you know what? Picking a 3rd place is hard. I'm going to pick Iron Bibby just because his grip's so good. His Farmers are very good. He's such a strong presser, and I think if he can pull in on the deadlift, he won't lose too many points. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, a number of those guys, Bish, Tom, Luke. It's going to be a fight for that 3rd place. It's going to be exciting to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching, whether I'm there or watching on Official Strongman. I will be definitely watching. Hopefully I'll be there and can meet a lot of you guys. But if you can't be there live, make sure you do subscribe and you watch it and support the guys, and let me know your opinions as always. Let me know who you think is going to win. Let me know how you think people will do on different events. And like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys soon.